Welcome, guys. I'm back with another video. It's late right now, so I don't know. I guess I'm probably be like low frequency, like kind of like chill right now. Not really high energy because I'm a little tired, but I just think about something and I click record. So I hope you guys are having a good night, day, whatever it is for you. I'm back with another video. Just gonna be talking. And what am I gonna be talking about? And I'm gonna be talking about power. Yes, this universal concept. Any human can conceptualize. There we go. What the? Okay. Any human can conceptualize the concept of power. Any human can conceptualize power. It's almost like a universal language we all understand. No matter what country we're in, no matter where we are, no matter what we're doing, it seems like everyone has this whole thing about power. And not a lot of people know, I guess, what it is to have it or not to have it. And some people know that perfectly, know what it is to perfectly not have it at all or have it. But I think more times than ever, more times than none, there's a lot of people that know what it's like to have a bunch of power, because we could be powerless in any predicament or feel that way in any predicament. Now, what does it mean to have power? A lot of us might have power in small ways. You know, some of us might think, you know, the real version of power is to have all the money in the world, is to have strings over everybody, to control certain corporations, certain factors, certain things. A problem is no longer a problem, just like that, in a snap. Now, is that a good thing? Is that morally good, morally bad? We can't say that. You have your own ideologies for this, but power, I think, really just means that when people are playing chess and you're on the chessboard, you're able to change the rules. And that's what power really is. Not regarding the rules of the chessboard and changing it to your own understanding, to where you're the only one who knows how to play the game and changes the rules as it goes. And I think that's true power. True power is to be able to do anything that you want with no regard, with no intent of anyone else. And I think it's a very selfish thing, but power can also be something that's used to change. I don't think necessarily power is a bad or good thing, because it really is what matters. What matters is power can be in the hands of good men and of bad men. Power is one of those universal laws that we do have as humans. Good people can have power, bad people can have power. It's not a good or bad thing. Similar to the weather. You know, a hurricane isn't necessarily good or bad. It does bad things, but it doesn't mean it's a bad thing in and of itself, if you understand what I'm saying. Now, for us, for the little people, for the people who have a 9-to-5, for the people who have families and don't know what's going on, for the people that have the same routine every day, you know, how can we conceptualize power? How do we have power? Well, maybe some of us have the power to drive to work instead of taking the bus. Maybe some of us have the power to walk to work instead of being wheelchaired to work. Maybe some of us have the power to have a job compared to people who don't have a job. Power can look very differently to different people. I think the general understanding for us is it's really everyone against the elite. And I think that's what people generally think of with power is that general way of thinking is they have power because they can, move mountains if they want to. Or have power in what we eat, push out what the things that we eat, the things that we consume in our body, the things that we do, maybe our ideologies, what we think. They push the media onto us and the things that we absorb and consume and how it redefines and reinforces what we're thinking, or it shuts down maybe the other stuff that we've been thinking as well. Maybe it breaks a wall that we've had. But I believe for the most part it reinforces echo chambers. And power can be very trippy. I think the problem is we think some people have more power than others, and some of us use our power and don't have more so gratitude for what we have, that abuse what we have and have this concept of wanting more, wanting so much. And it's funny because we're not even at that level, and power can really consume you. Power can absorb what it is that you are. It's like a symbiote. Like if you guys play Spider-Man, it's like a symbiote. It could enhance you to be better, but it could also make you worse. It could enhance all your bad traits, all the bad ideas that you have with this power. It can make it all come to life. Now, there's a quote here. That says, "The real secret of power is the consciousness of power." And basically saying, if you realize you do have power, and if you are in a position that you genuinely do have a lot of power, a politician, a popular person, a celebrity and whatnot, in that position, you realize you have power, then you know what you can do with it. There's a lot of people that run recklessly. It's like a train going through a village. It has all this power, has all this force. What can stop this train? And it could plow right through the village. It's similar to that. The people that do have power that don't know it can do a lot of harm to a lot of people. But obviously a lot of us, we're not celebrities, not politicians, any of these positions of power, but there's other places we could be positions of power. And that could look like being a manager at a store. That could look like being a caretaker to your friend or family. That could look like being a teacher. That's power. That authoritarian figures or caretakers. And these certain positions of power, it might seem very minuscule to the other stuff, the power of politicians, elites, whatever, but this can be a driving force into our community and making it better. You see a lot of talk about who has more power than this person, who has more what than this, and whether it's certain ideological topics or again politicians in power, we have to realize the power that we have ourselves. Because if we don't realize that we do have power and we do have a say, we're gonna let other people trample over us. We're gonna be the village and they're gonna be the train, and we have to learn to use our power. We are all people. We all have our power. We all have our role, and we have to learn to use our power. So a part of this power is, again, number 2 is gratitude. I kind of mentioned it before, but to have gratitude in what you have is almost like a consciousness of your power. Your ability to walk, that's your power. You walk. There's a lot of people who wishes they could have that. They probably view you as powerful for having to walk. Just to walk. There's people in wheelchairs that wish they could do that. The power to think, having an able mind. Having an able mind is a gift, and it will allow you to read. Like I got this right here, Dostoevsky. I got a bunch of other books right there on the side, but the power of the mind is beautiful, and to just think of it as just a mind, or let it go to rot, let it, get messy up there, you're not using it to your full ability. There's a lot of things we can do with our mind. We're not just, the mind is a muscle, so we have to work that out too. And I know you've heard that before, but a lot of people don't work it out. A lot of people don't work out that muscle. That they don't realize that. I think some people forget that. And again, with gratitude, you can realize the power you do have. So the power of the mind, the power of your body itself. You can move a lot of things. You can move mountains with that. There's people who protest in the name of X, Y, and Z. There's people who lead, funding to this one, institution that'll better the world, and whatnot. I think it's scary too, because we live in a time where power is it's just corrupt thing that we think of. And you look on the media, you see a lot of things with wars going on, a lot of climate, environmental changes going on, and it can be very scary. I know you guys heard of the wildfires in Canada. It was yellow over here. I don't live in Canada. I live in the U.S., but like in the East Coast area, and we could see it, and it was just crazy. And just to look at that now, or even with coronavirus that happened 7 years ago now, when it originated, and it's just crazy. I like to think of like trials and tribulations. It's said that we're in we've started in the 7 years of tribulations. So I don't know. We're gonna see how that goes. But I think the best thing to realize is we do have power. Our tongue is powerful. Our body's powerful, and we're willing to be able to change. We're willing to be able to grow and be something with this power that we have. I hope you guys realize that you are powerful. You're powerful. Maybe even not in what you can do for your community. Not even for what you can do in your community, but for what you can do in yourself. You do have power in your body. You have power in your mind. You have the power to change your body. You have the power to change your mind, and you have the power to grow. So again, power is it's like a multifaceted idea. It's not just power in elites and political governments. It's not just power in workforces, in jobs. It's power in you too. The power is multifaceted. It has multiple layers and identities, and I think we just have to realize the concept of power and what it can do and what it can't do. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I just tried to go on like a little mini rant. I'm sorry, my mind is all over the place because it's kind of late. So I know this might not be the best like video I kind of made. My mind was like all over. I'm probably gonna have to edit some parts out, but just a quick little video that I made. I was just thinking about this of power, and it just kind of got to me. I was just like, let me make a video on that. I'm excited about this channel, by the way. I'm excited for what's gonna come. I know the Lord is gonna create this channel to be something big. I know I could branch off this, and it's gonna be amazing, and people are gonna look back on this video and the other videos I made, and they're gonna be like, he really did that, he really said that. I feel very good in my heart about this, and I love this. I have nothing to show for it yet, and to have this feeling that I do have, I know it's real, and I know this is something I want to keep doing, and this is like my love. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you're new, please consider subscribing. Please give me a like, a comment. I love talking to everyone, even though there's only 10 people. I love talking to everyone, and I keep hoping to grow the audience and have a big community around this, and just like a family almost, of people that can share thoughts and of like-minded individuals and whatnot. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. So I'll see you later.